Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my rather messy setup today. I'm in a different room, which may be relevant to you. Maybe you've moved your office to a different room or something like that. But everything happens for a reason. So I'm going to go into a couple of things in a moment about that. I'm going to kind of neaten up these cards for you. I'll pop that there. I don't have as much space as usual. I'm in a very different position. So what I'll get into first is that somebody may have a sore arm, almost like maybe repetitive strain syndrome or something to do with lifting your arms. Maybe it's difficult to lift your arms. The reason why I'm saying this is because I'm lower down. Normally I sit on the floor with the cards, but now I'm sat in a chair and it's a bit too low for the table, so I'm having to kind of like lift my arms up more than usual. And my right arm, my right shoulder is really quite painful. Now I feel like I said this in your last reading because I feel like I remember saying it's like that she's got a bandage over her right arm, her right shoulder. So there could be something there for somebody. But then I was kind of looking at how on this card here with the Hierophant and the Justice card, they both kind of have the arms up, hands up. They're giving me, it's an old song. Hands up, baby, hands up. Give me your heart, give me your heart, give me all your love. I think it's like party, like Black Lace. Is it Black Lace? It's like an old party song, like a disco song. You know, the kind of like songs that they used to play at weddings years ago. And then if you look here on this three of Swords card, which is Heartbreak, she's kind of holding, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to have to, I'm sorry about my noisy chair as I get up and down. Yeah, she's kind of like holding onto her right shoulder there. So this pain in my right shoulder, and then the cards are kind of like supporting that for me. So there could be something there for somebody. What else do I have? I'm going to run through my list of notes and then we'll kind of talk about what's on the table here. The first, I got quite a few things for you last night, Aquarius, but I was really tired and didn't write half of them down. All I can vaguely remember that I didn't write down was somebody, it was like a sailor or a pilot, and they had the name on their neck. They had the name on their, I don't think it was a tattoo, I think it was like on the collar of their uniform. They had the name, and it was there were three names. I think the first one could have been Tom, but it was like something, something, something. So I don't know if that has any relevance to you. The things that are coming through are strange, Aquarius. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little bit out there, a little bit confusing. But the next thing I saw was a tarot card with a red border. Now I did use a tarot deck with a red border yesterday for that pick a card reading. It's a bit Rudy. If you want to go and check it out, make sure you're happy with boobies and bottoms. But yeah, it had a red border. Now this is not a deck I know. I do not recognise this card. It was just shown to me. It was a card with a red border, and it was three cats. They were kind of anthropomorphized, if I can get that word out. Kind of like they were stood on the hind legs, kind of like human-like. A bit like the very famous painting of the dogs playing poker, if you know that one. So it's three cats, and they were stood up around a round brown table, and there was a large book open on this table. And now the cat that was in the centre, I think the two cats on either side may have been sat down, but the cat in the centre was definitely stood up. And it had one of its eyes, I can't remember if it was left or right now, but one of its eyes was kind of like, it was almost like a jewel, and it was lit up, but only one of its eyes. So I don't know if there's anything there for anyone. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what that deck is. If you do know what that deck is, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to have confirmation on that, because it's not something I recognise. I also saw, now it looked like a painting, and it looked like it was in kind of the Renaissance style, but it was moving. I could see it moving. So I could see the bottom left hand corner of this painting, and it was a group of men. Again, it sort of like looked like Renaissance-y, sort of like it could be a scene from the Bible or something. But it was like a sea of men, probably about 8 that I could see in the corner of the painting, and they all had on like salmon pink or coral pink robes, and together they all kind of bowed down, so it was just kind of the backs, and it became almost like a sea of bowing men, a sea of backs. And I could just see, kind of, if this is like the corner of the painting up here, I could just see something that looked like it could have been like the brown hull of a ship. So it's almost like this ship was sailing on the backs of men, or the men kind of also looked a lot like clouds, like pink clouds, so a ship sailing on pink clouds. So if that, maybe like it could be a pirate thing going on here with the cats with the one eye and the boats. It's hard for me to say what it is. I tried Googling it, but I didn't have enough to go on. So if you know what that is, please do let me know as well. But that's almost like maybe somebody could be a painter or an artist there as well. It could be something to do with like a ship sailing on the backs of men, like you know, the community supporting something, helping someone to sail, bowing down, allowing people to pass, something like this. What else do we have? I noticed this gold, this gold paint. It kind of like really caught my eye. I've got my daughter does art in this room, so the gold paint next to me kind of caught my eye. So this could be something there for somebody. You did have that very popular reading actually, You're Golden, Aquarius. So there could be something there with that. This isn't a room that I use very often, so there is a little bit of Christmas decoration hanging around, a bit of tinsel that I missed when I was cleaning up, and the gold of the tinsel as well is really catching my eye. So something to do with the colour gold. You are the star card, you know, maybe something to do with that. Maybe riches are coming your way, maybe you're coming into some money. What else? As I kind of went to turn the TV down in the other room, there was an advert on, and I could hear George Michael's Freedom, but it wasn't on the advert. I thought it was on the advert, but I listened more closely and it wasn't on the advert. So it was, the weird thing is, normally things come from within me. It's like things shown to me inside my head, because it makes me sound a bit crazy. Lol. But today it's like things are coming externally. So there's something for you about things coming into you externally. The song that randomised for your reading, the first song that randomised for you was Mr. Brightside by The Killers. So interesting, could be something interesting for you there, because it's bin collection day for me, and I do have things as well that I need to take to the charity shop. I've got some old clothes kind of lying around in bags. So there's something to do with like bags, putting out bags, having a bit of a clear out possibly for somebody. But you've got this, I don't know if somebody's moving, because like when you move you have lots of bags moving out. But yeah, the Mr. Brightside, it's all in my head. It's all in my head, it's all in my head. Jealousy, it was only a kiss. I feel like destiny is calling me, open up my eager eyes. It's like coming out of my cage. So cage obviously symbolises lockdown. I feel like somebody's been going a bit stir crazy. Kind of maybe they're apart from somebody that they're interested in, and it's driving them crazy, wondering what that person's doing. Also, there could be somebody who's kind of got themselves into a relationship. You know, it's just meant to be a kiss, but maybe they kind of got locked down with that. Maybe, you know, it was one night stand, somebody got pregnant, it was like, right, well, you have to marry them now, it's the right thing to do. Could be something there for somebody, especially with what's coming out on the table here. This is kind of like, these are the cards that kind of like jumped out or were showing themselves to me. They were quite insistent that they wanted to come out, and it's kind of confirming what I'm picking up on that song there. But then it's destiny is calling me, open up my eager eyes, coming out of my cage. So it's like somebody's been in lockdown with somebody. I feel like it's quite a dramatic situation. There's possibly some arguments there, or disagreements, or general coldness. And it's like, right, it's time for me to move. I'm packing my bags, I'm going. Destiny's calling me and I'm eager. It's like almost like I don't know where I'm going, but I know I'm leaving a bad place, and I know that I'm going on to, I know that I'm following my calling, kind of thing. So here we've got, this is confirming that song for you. I'm just going to kind of stand up while I do this so I can see on the camera. Spirit has a plan. The koala spirit was the first card that was really showing itself from that deck there. Spirit has a plan for you, Aquarius. Hierophant, that is to do again with like marriage, structures, traditions, but it's kind of confirming me again that someone could have been in some kind of long-term relationship, especially with justice here. The Hierophant and justice together could mean like contracts, things that you're kind of you know, things that you've signed, things that agreements, formal agreements. You know, the justice and the Hierophant can be marriage, but they could just be something like a long-term commitment here, where perhaps somebody's been sharing a house with somebody. You know, you'd have a mortgage agreement. something along those kind of lines. But here you've got the Three of Swords as well, which is heartbreak. So there's this heartbreak, but Spirit has a plan for you. Trust where you're being taken. Look at the wings as well. They're both winged, and it's almost like the koala's ears are almost wings. Look, they're all winged, basically all winged. If the koala could have wings, it would have wings. It's like Spirit's here guiding you. Your guardian angels, your spirits, your ancestors, they're guiding you to a better place. If this is your story, absolutely, you're going somewhere. It's like you're golden, right? You're golden. So remember that. You're the star, Aquarius. The next song that came out was I Think I'm Paranoid by Garbage. I am recording, aren't I? I'm really not very happy about being in this different position here. I Think I'm Paranoid. I really feel like somebody has had a bout of feeling a little bit crazy, really doubting their own perception. I think that somebody could have been dealing with somebody in a relationship where the other person's been very manipulative. I think I'm being manipulated, she says at one point. Bend me, break me, all I want is you. So it's like this person has some sort of power over you, Aquarius. I mean, take it as it resonates. If it's not your story, maybe go and hit that timestamp and go straight to the cards. Something different may come out. But otherwise, I always ask for the most important story to come through that's going to do the most good. So that's why this is coming through for somebody right now. I feel like they really need this right now. Bend me, break me, all I want is you. It's like this person's like really manipulated by the other person. This person's like domineering with that Hierophant card. They are keeping somebody tied into a situation. It's like you can't leave because of the kids, you can't leave because of the mortgage. But I had a couple of readings a couple of weeks back, and it was like somebody was gaslighting somebody. Now, again, I'm not 100% on that term. I'm not a psychologist, so do go and look that up for more information. But the thing about it was that when somebody is gaslighting someone, they manipulate them to a point where they start to doubt their own version of events, their own sense of reality, because it's almost like the person doing the gaslighting is a manipulator. They play games, and it really kind of makes that person feel like they're on very unstable ground where they don't really understand what's happening. So it's like, you know, somebody will say something and the gaslighter will say, no, that's not what you said this, and the person will be like, no, I said this, and they'll be like, no, you definitely said this, I remember. And so the person's like, did I say that? What was it? What did I say? Did I do that? And especially if somebody is there's something about pills as well, like somebody could be, she says, prop me up with another pill. It's like the gaslight is going, oh, you're the crazy one, you're the person overreacting, you're the person with the temper, you're the person who needs to calm down, here, take a pill. But the pill is placating the other person. It's where the other person possibly is quite rightly annoyed, but they're possibly being, it feels horrible, Aquarius. It feels really horrible. I fall down just to give you a thrill. I really feel like somebody's manipulating someone. Bend me, break me, all I want is you. Garbage, and my bin men came. I'm going to put these cards away, and I'm going to just kind of refresh, and we'll pull some cards and see what Spirit has to say through the cards there. Spirit, I don't know, the universe, whoever's guiding me, I don't know, I'm just a person. Okay, Aquarius, let's get you a song on camera for your reading. I'm just shaking my tablet like that's going to make it do anything quicker. So this is what played yesterday after I finished that pick a card reading, the game special. I love that song so much. I would do anything to make her feel special. Man, it's easy to see she's special to me. Whether we lovers or friends, will always be. I want you to know you're special. So I don't know if that has any relevance to anybody. There's a reason why it's there. Let's get a song. I'm on randomized. I've got about 1,000 songs on here, so I don't know what we're going to get. Let me focus on your card. Aquarius, 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 please. Listen before I go. I told you somebody's leaving. It's a bloody advert. Okay, so this song is a difficult song for me. It's played when I know that my friends have been in a very dark place. So it is actually a song about feeling, so trigger warning. It is a song about feeling suicidal, being in a very, very dark place. Listen before I go, take me to the rooftops, I want to see. the world before I stop breathing, turning blue. There could possibly be someone who is passing away. You know, I want to see the sunrise before I go, this kind of thing. So huge hugs, Aquarius, huge hugs for you there if that's your situation. What I'm getting here though is that somebody is leaving, somebody's packing the bags, they're leaving a situation, possibly because it makes them feel like stir crazy. It's like if I don't, I've got to get out of here one way or another almost. Now, just to be very clear, suicide is not the answer. If you're feeling that way, please do reach out to friends, family, doctors, advice lines. You know, there's lots of free advice lines that you can ring. Even just go and talk to somebody in a shop, go to a coffee shop and just talk to somebody. You don't have to tell them your whole story, but you may find that, you know, just getting out and talking to somebody makes you feel better. They may say something that changes your perspective. So that's there for somebody. I mean, obviously we've got lockdown, so, you know, do something appropriate there. What I'm getting mostly from this though is that for someone it could be that when you try and leave, and Aquarius, I feel like you're the energy that's trying to leave the situation. When you try and leave, that other person, because they're trying to manipulate you, they will threaten to take their own life when you try to leave. So it's like, you can't leave me, I can't live without you. If you go, I'm going to do something stupid. But it keeps you there. It keeps you there. They're manipulating you, Aquarius. Whatever that other person does, you know, you can give them the best advice, right? You can say, look, I can't stay here any longer. Whatever that other person does, that is not your responsibility. Every single individual on this planet is only responsible for themselves, right? Yes, we're sometimes responsible for people who are, you know, children or, you know, elderly people. You know, we have a certain amount of responsibility for others, but the decisions an individual makes are that person's decisions, okay? So you can't stay in a situation that isn't working for you because that other person is emotionally manipulating. I fall down just to give you a thrill. It's like you're a very compassionate sign, Aquarius, but you're very clear as well. So if you're in this situation, it's like that other person is like, I know that if I fall, Aquarius is going to come running to pick me up. I know that if I act vulnerable, Aquarius is going to be there to put their arms around me. But perhaps they're not giving back in this situation, or perhaps they are, you know, even not realizing they're doing it, perhaps they are manipulating you. If you love someone, if you really love someone, you know, I can't imagine ever saying to somebody I love, if you leave me, I will kill myself, and guilt tripping somebody into that. That is not what you do in a loving relationship. I feel like somebody's very codependent. If you love someone, you let them go. You say, I want what's best for you. I want you to be happy. I would love you to stay, but if you feel like you need to go, you need to go. And I respect that, and I'll support you because I love you. That is real love. That is a real healthy relationship. Oh, it just feels horrible. It feels horrible, Aquarius. Okay, let's pull some cards. It may be a different story when we start to pull cards. I don't know. So deep breath there. Deep breath. Let's get you some cards. So Aquarius, please. Aquarius. What's going on for Aquarius today? Can I get a card for Aquarius, please? I'm actually kneeling on my chair. I have to be a higher perspective, right? Get that higher perspective. That's the one then. Animals on the bottom there, companionship. You may find a lot of comfort in animals at the moment. So again, if you are going through a period where you feel quite down, you know, getting an animal, a cat, a dog, whatever it is, especially if you are on your own, maybe somebody's on their own and they feel quite lonely, sometimes having that animal to actually look after is really helpful. They're showing me, I can't remember the name of it, it's Ricky Gervais. It's a TV series with Ricky Gervais where his wife has passed away, and it's like he's on the verge of giving up. Excuse me, so sorry, but in the very first episode, his dog is hungry. His dog is hungry and he goes to the fridge and he hasn't got anything to feed his dog. So he's like, right, I've got to go to the shop to feed my dog. And it's having that animal to look after that kind of keeps him going. He's like, that sense of responsibility for something else. So if you are struggling a little bit, maybe feeling lonely, do consider getting a pet. And it can be something small, it can be a hamster, you know, but having that sense of companionship and that responsibility of looking after somebody else, something or somebody else could be really valuable to you at this time. Pressure, transformation. So this is kind of Phoenix energy for me, you know, the pressure, or diamonds, you know, diamonds are forged under pressure. So when you feel under pressure, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. I'm gonna have to write down those couple of songs. I can't remember that wedding song that we had. I'll have to rewatch the video if I remember. Yeah, but when the going gets tough, the tough get going. So it's like, maybe this is your energy, Aquarius. Maybe it's like when you feel the pressure, it motivates you. Maybe you could sit in a kind of complacency, but when there's too much pressure, it's like the 10 of Wands. When there's too much pressure piled on your back, it's like that motivates you to do something. So it's almost like once you get to the bottom, the only way is up, right? That keeps coming through for people. So yeah, it feels like Phoenix energy. It says transformation, transformative. It's like when the rug's pulled out from under your feet. Maybe you've had some kind of tower moment. When the rug's pulled out from under your feet and everything falls apart, you're seeing it as a blank slate. You're seeing it as a cup half full. It's like, what was that line? Destiny's calling me, open up my eager eyes. It's like, thank you, universe. Thank you for removing all the things in my life that don't work for me. Thank you for being able to see my situation clearly. I'm under so much pressure. I'm under so much stress. I am not happy. This is not working for me. Thank you, universe, for showing me that. I now know what I have to do. And I know that my future is going to get better because I'm going to take the steps out of this situation that isn't working for me. So Aquarius, if that's your story, and a brilliant attitude to have. Really proud of you. You know, let's get you up, let's get you out of there. It's playing when the going gets tough again in my head. So for some of you though, it's like I say, diamonds are forged under pressure. It really feels like when the going gets tough, Aquarius comes out fighting. It's like maybe you're going through something like almost alchemical as well with your body. It's like stress has an effect on you. I've got a bit of a flare up of spots at the moment, only little ones, but a little like rash of spots. But it's because I've been under a bit more pressure myself with teaching my children at home. It just means that I'm juggling a few more balls in the air. So it's almost like you know, when you are stressed, it does have a transformative effect on your body. It does create physical changes. But I feel like there's almost something going on here where the stress is causing some kind of flight or fight response for somebody, where it's like, and you're taking flight, you are taking flight, like flight or fight. I feel like flight is the way that you're going. It's maybe you've tried fighting and you're like, it's not working, I've got to get out of here. But you know, when you get that flight or fight response, when you get that kind of like, I'm not taking this anymore, you do get this rush of adrenaline. It feels like adrenaline. And you know, that can actually, it gets the blood pumping, it gets, you know, it can actually have a physical effect on the body. And it's almost like you're coming out of something more powerful, more beautiful than you were before. I did see the butterfly. The butterfly was underneath the koala, which again talks about transformation in this deck. So let's see what we have here. The vulture. Nothing is wasted. Yeah, nothing's wasted. Don't worry about the past. Don't be like, oh, that didn't work out, boo-hoo. And I don't think you're doing that. I think you have your moment. I think you have your moment of and I had one of these moments the other day where I was just like, you know, one of those little rock bottom moments where you're like, I just can't anymore. I just can't do it anymore. But you know, spirit picked me back up by my bootstraps, and I asked, I don't know if this is something that you want to do yourself. I ask Spotify for songs. I ask the universe for songs. It's like, I need a song right now. I need support. I need advice. Please give me a song. And the song they gave me was Thrift Shop. Again, somebody could be taking old clothes to a thrift shop. I mean, I'm getting this image of like baggage, like bags being taken out. So my room's getting quite smoky as well. I've got three joss sticks burning for you today, Aquarius. So somebody, what was I saying here? I was really drawn to the centre of that circle. Yeah, so it's like, seeing the value, seeing the lessons in the situations that have gone past. This is kind of a running theme. It's come through in quite a few readings. It's like nothing's wasted. Maybe you spent 10 years, 20 years in a relationship and it didn't work out. It's like, it's okay, because it's taught me what I do and do not want from relationships. It's taught me what I'm willing to stand for. It's taught me about what I can change and what I can't change in relationships. It's taught me to reassess and see the value in myself, see my own strengths and weaknesses. So it's all lessons at the end of the day, and that's why we're here on earth, to have this human experience, to learn these lessons, to make our soul stronger. And your soul's getting stronger through that pressure, because it's like I say this about Libra, like Libra has a diamond heart because the heart has been forged under pressure, so it makes them tougher, it makes them stronger. And when they're tough and strong, they are in a better position where they're able to radiate that light to other people. So I feel like you're doing the same kind of transformative thing here. Oh my god, look what you've got the Emperor. The stag represents the Emperor for me, Aquarius. You've got too many cards here. Yeah, oh my goodness, yeah, oh my goodness. Right, you're coming through, like, I'm not kidding, Aquarius, you are golden, you're the star, right? Like the golden star, right? You are, my right ear's ringing, I don't know if that's relevant to anybody. I'm seeing the three fives. The three fives are about change. Fives are about change, about metamorphosis, about that butterfly phoenix energy of undergoing something, a big change. It's painful to have that change. Somebody's struggling to say something, to communicate something. So take the lead. This is the Emperor energy. This is what is being created. I was talking about this in Sagittarius's reading, where they had, excuse me, the Wounded Warrior card. The Wounded Warrior card, the Nine of Wands, which is like really like life beating you down, but you keep getting up and you keep fighting. And the ability to do that, and all these difficult things that people go through, and everybody goes through difficult periods, right? It happens to all of us. But the trick is to keep fighting, to keep picking yourself up, and to keep learning the lessons and leaving behind anything that didn't work out. So it's teaching you to survive, which is making you stronger. So you may not feel strong in the moment when it's happening, but it's like, persevere, because I was saying about thrift shop, like that song Thrift Shop, it's got such a good beat to it, and it cheers me up, and it's so funny. So it's like the perfect song for the universe to play for me, because I actually started dancing. I was like, I understand what the universe is telling me. They're saying, get up, stop lying there sulking, get up, do something productive. I actually tidied up and dance and just enjoy the moment, live in the moment. And it's like I couldn't help but dance to that song. So the universe picked the perfect song for me in that moment. So that might be something you want to try. Sorry to kind of circle back to that. The Emperor Spirit, take the lead. This is you taking control, not being a victim, not allowing somebody to manipulate you anymore. You are being very, very strong here. Now, oh, sorry, I keep jumping. It's like, I don't know if this is something that's happening with you. It feels like timeline jumping. So the Wounded Warrior turns into the Emperor. You can't become the Emperor unless you've been the Wounded Warrior, unless you've fought those battles, unless you've come out on the other side battle scarred. But battle scarred and strong because you've learnt lessons. You know how to survive now, and you can teach others. So yeah, brilliant. And also the stag, the antlers actually represent how many years the deer has been alive. So every year the stag loses its antlers. It actually loses them in battle. They kind of like normally have a little bit of a fight and kind of like bump each other's antlers off, or they kind of rub them off on trees, but their antlers fall off every year, and then they grow back, and every year that they grow back they get an extra spoke on their antlers. So again, there's this like forged in battle thing going on, and every time it happens you get more and more experienced. It's very strong energy, Aquarius. It's very, very good, but you have to heal from it. Now, talking about the snake spirit, the snake does shed its skin, you know, and every time it grows, it has this need to shed its skin to come out afresh. So again, butterfly, phoenix, snake, they all have this common theme of stripping off the old and coming out new. So again, I feel like somebody's gone through the wardrobe and thrown out all the old clothes that make them maybe have bad memories. Maybe it's like a dress you wore on a night out and you had a bad night, so every time you look at that dress you remember the bad night out. Like, get rid of it, get a new dress that makes you feel brilliant, like you're going to go out and meet your perfect person. So somebody's doing something like this. But this fox spirit, think on your feet. I do feel like somebody's dealing with somebody who is manipulative, difficult, over dramatic. Yeah, you do have to think on your feet a little bit on this situation. It's like I'm hearing getting out by the skin of your teeth. So Do be aware. I hope nobody's dealing with anyone who's actually physically violent, because that's kind of what I'm picking up on possibly there. Somebody who's very overdramatic, somebody who can't control their emotions. I don't like it. So let's read from the book. What time am I on? Oh, 29 minutes. I'm doing quite well. Normally I waffle for the first 30 minutes, but we're actually pulling cards, so that's good. Okay, why am I on Starfish Spirit? Starfish? Because you're the star, Aquarius. You're the star. That's why I'm on Starfish Spirit. Okay, I'm sitting down for story time. Stag Spirit. Actually, no, I'll stand up so I can see the camera and get you to have a look more closely at this card as well. Here we go. Stag Spirit, take the lead. Whether or not you have set your intention to lead, you may have found yourself suddenly called to step up to the forefront of your life. Stag Spirit is a reminder that now is the time to heed the call to be sure, strong and compassionate. Exactly. You can be compassionate because you've walked in those other people's shoes. You've had those experiences. You know what it's like to be there. So it could just be that you're helping somebody else who is in a situation that's difficult because you know what it's like to be there. Others will look to you, and you have it within you to see through the eyes of Stag Spirit and walk with confidence as you take on responsibilities that are yours. Yours now, and model integrity. Integrity seems like a key word at the moment, in all that you do and in all your relationships. Be willing to see the best in others so that your compassionate heart keeps you on the right path. Seeing the best in others doesn't mean that you have to bend over backwards for people. Seeing the best in others does not mean that you have to give more of your energy than you get back. Okay, you can be compassionate, but if somebody isn't learning and they're taking advantage, then you need to pull back. I'm going to finish this, but then I've got a little bit of story to tell. Stag Spirit wants you to know that your responsibilities now are to yourself too, for you are learning and developing new skills. The best in you is coming into view as you step forward with strength, knowing that Spirit supports you as you compassionately take the lead. You are a model for transformation now, transformation again, sharing your experience, strength and hope with others so that they may grow and discover their best selves too. What a gift you are. Stay humble and authentic and walk your talk, for this is how a wise leader leads. Okay, set a good example, be a good role model. Again, especially if you have children, because I don't think it's healthy for children to see their parents in an unhealthy relationship, in a codependent relationship. That actually teaches them that that's what a healthy relationship is, and it isn't. So sometimes you have to take the lead to exit a situation that isn't healthy, because that shows the children that that's an option. So that is for somebody. I feel like that's a side story for, again, the most important message coming through that needs to do the most good. So it's not going to be for everybody. Do seek further advice before you make any major changes in your life. You should know in your gut, you should know what's right. The story that I wanted to tell is about homeschooling, actually. I was a teaching assistant. I did a lot of training. I was actually going to train to be a teacher. So one of the techniques that I learnt that I had a class on was scaffolding. Now, if you think about scaffolding, you build it up and you take it down, depending on the need of the building. So when you're dealing with a child or another person, this is going to be the context of a codependent relationship. So if you have somebody who's very, very dependent on you and you keep over giving, if you keep doing everything for them, you're actually keeping them in that codependent bubble. They can't stand on their own 2 feet because you're giving too much. You're doing everything for them. They're not learning for themselves. So with scaffolding, you give them ever so slightly less support than what you think they actually need. So for example, if I was teaching a child and I sat down and I was like, right, let's do your work, and they just stared at it blankly, I might go, okay, where do we look to find out what we need to do if the instructions are on the paper, right? And they might look at me blankly. So I might go, okay, is there something on this? If we read this, is there something there that can teach us what to do? And if they read it, and they might understand what to do. If not, I may say, what does this specific line say? Or I might read the specific line to them and say, so this is what we need to do. What tools can help us do that? What tools can help us achieve that? So the idea is you're getting them to think for themselves. You're not doing everything for them. I could sit there and go, this is what we need to do. These are the tools we need to do it. This is the technique we need to use. But they're not learning. They're not thinking for themselves. So if you are in a codependent relationship, perhaps you need to be like, okay, you've got work tomorrow. What can you do to get yourself up early? Have you set your alarm? Do you want me to set your alarm for you? So you're scaffolding, you're starting low and building up if they need it and drawing back if they don't. The idea is you want this other person to be independent, just as you're independent, Aquarius. You are a very independent energy. So if you're feeling codependent, that's not your natural state. That's not how you're supposed to be. You're meant to be strong and independent. And that doesn't mean that you can't be in relationships. It just means that you need a lot of independence and freedom within relationships. You don't want to be held back. You don't want to feel like you're reliant on somebody else. You want a partner who's your equal and you're both confident and strong. That's the ideal for Aquarius. So something there for somebody. Right, let's go to Snake Spirit 55. Excuse me for the sniffles. Time to heal. Actually, I'm going to pause and sniffle. Some sexy snot noise ASMR there for everybody. Right, okay, Snake Spirit, time to heal. All of us need healing at times, and when Snake Spirit appears, it's time to repair, renew, and replenish yourself and your vulnerable heart. Self-care and maintenance work are needed so that your vitality can arise. Give yourself the space to nourish your own well-being. So if you need scaffolding from others, if you need support from others, that's absolutely fine, because you'd be there for them, right? So accept their help. If you need that little bit of scaffolding, that little bit of support to get you through a tough time, that's okay. You know, just be prepared to say, it's okay, you can take that scaffolding down now. I'm good. I'm learning to get back on my feet. So it's okay. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships. Oh my God, this is exactly what I was saying. Vulnerability is necessary for friendships and partnerships to work, which means all of us will have tender emotions at times. Be gentle with yourself and others now. Shed the past and step away into a new state of being, for vitality is rising in you. This might be a good time to honour the work you have done to heal, grow and repair any damage within you and those you care about and within your community. Celebrate together how far all of you have come in your healing journey and all that you have created. Unburden yourself of anything that no longer supports your wellness, prosperity and positive relationships and well-being, and open the door for healing to occur. Exactly. So I feel like this is what you're doing, Aquarius, and it's brilliant. It's like you have got this community spirit. So it's like being a leader to others, saying, opening up, being vulnerable, saying, yeah, I'm really strong and independent now, but it's because I had this really hard time. Or, you know, I am normally very strong, but I'm having a tough time of it now. Is anyone else going through the same thing? It really helps. It's cathartic for everybody to share their experiences. And it is transformative because it allows you to kind of expunge those difficult emotions, those stresses. Find support in a community group. Maybe you do need to join some sort of support group, and to be a good role model for others. It's like, it's okay to fall down as long as you pick yourself back up again. You know, don't sit in that kind of Billie Eilish energy for too long. You know, she's singing about suicide, but she's still alive, you know. So and she's very successful. So there's a lesson there, I think, in that song, if you look at it from a higher perspective, right? It's not so much about the song. She wrote that song when she was feeling very, very low, but she has people around her who support her. I know she has a very good relationship with her brother, for example. So she has these support networks who help her when she's down, and the art that she creates actually is very cathartic for other people. So there's some kind of cycle there within that song, you know, when you look at it from that kind of broader view. Fox Spirit, think on your feet. Be alert now, for Fox Spirit has appeared and you are meant to move swiftly. Let this clever spirit draw out your creativity as you adjust to rapidly changing circumstances with resilience, grace and astuteness. Fox Spirit helps you to think on your feet, using your best judgment and wits to help you slip into a more advantageous situation. Excuse me. Now is not a time to hesitate, but a time for swift action of the mind, a time to think outside the box and notice the many ways in which you might make a move, aware of your surroundings and always clear on what you deserve and wish to co-create. So there is something here about working with others. Trust that your cleverness, guided by Fox Spirit, will serve you well. I do associate Fox energy with Aquarius energy. I think you used to get a Fox card out quite often, actually. Yeah, you are an air sign, which means you are... you're all in your head. You're all about thoughts and opinions and communication. So there's something there with that, with thinking outside the box, being very like your mind's ability to kind of like do those backflips and somersaults and be quite agile is definitely going to be of use to you now. So I feel like I need to go and get more coffee. I've had like, this deck is so slippery today. I've had like 3 coffees so far, and I'm definitely feeling like I need another one. Very, very sleepy Friday. So let's get your full reading going then. So I'm sorry about my creaky chair, by the way. All my chairs are creaky in this house. I don't believe in like buying new when something gets a scratch on it. I like old things. I like old things that are battered and worn. Exactly right, Emperor. I like things that are battered and worn and have a bit of a story to tell. I like things that aren't perfect. I like things that have been secondhand and owned by other people, and have been in different houses and are just interesting. It's much better than buying something that's like exactly the same as everybody else's. It reminded me that thrift shop song by Macklemore. He's going $50 for a t-shirt, and then he's talking about he goes into the club and there's 6 people wearing this exact same t-shirt. But if you go to the thrift shop and get something really cheap but secondhand and vintage, it's like interesting. Sorry, my video cut out. Yeah, it's interesting. It makes you stand out from the crowd. So there's something about seeing the value in things that have a bit of a history, that have a bit of a story. So this could be a person that you're connecting with. Again, this is talking about being a part of a group. So it's some kind of lesson in, I don't know why I'm seeing the acorn. Not an acorn, what's it called? Pine cone. Again, it's my daughter's art. Maybe you've been doing something with pine cones. It's not really the season for them, but I don't know why they're showing me the pine cone. Maybe somebody's made a gold pine cone. I don't know. Again, that's like maybe for Christmas. Yeah, there's something to do with community and valuing people who are battered and bruised, valuing the experiences of people. Maybe it's older people, maybe it's like the elderly, parents, people who have a bit of a story to tell. Maybe somebody was in the armed forces with that image that I saw. Okay, let's go. So I'm doing you a timeline. So we're going to have point A running through 9 cards to point B. So this is some sort of cycle or journey or lesson that you're learning in your life. I don't have a time for this. Everybody learns at their own speed. So it could be days, weeks, months, years, but it's some kind of cycle that you're in, and you could be anywhere along this timeline. Okay, so how did this journey start, please, for Aquarius? The Hierophant. Again, you had the Hierophant, if you remember, it fell out when I was sort of getting this ready. Is she on screen? There we go. So this is a female Hierophant. It could be dealing with a Taurus, don't have to be. The Hierophant is talks about rules, the establishment, traditions, hierarchy, church, traditional values, the things that we have in our culture that are expected of us. So it's talking about nurture rather than nature, the rule structures and social customs that are in place. Sometimes it can indicate marriage, sometimes it can indicate church, sometimes it can indicate formal structures such as government. So we'll keep going, we'll see what happens after Hierophant. What happens after the Hierophant, please? The Four of Swords, yeah. This is the healing. You've got this snake spirit, time to heal. If you go and look up the meaning of this card, it does mean taking a bit of a time out to kind of heal from something. Also, it's kind of like you can see all the swords indicating that mental energy of yours, Aquarius. It's talking about reassessment, thinking things through, taking a bit of a time out to kind of like really figure out a situation. I feel like I want another card on that Hierophant, but I'll pull your 9 cards first, I think. So what happens after the Four of Swords, please? No, keep going. What happens? There we go. So you're being a bit secretive about this. I was picking up on this with the snake energy. Obviously, snakes are a phallic symbol. And I think that there was something in one of these cards that was talking about like almost like following your passions or feeling quite fired up. The Knight of Wands is somebody who's very, very fired up. They're very passionate about something. It could be a person, it could be a creative project. This could be you, or it could be somebody coming into your life. The Knight symbolizes somebody coming in with news. It's like you know, the messengers of like the olden days. Someone riding in with something to say. So this could be somebody coming towards you very, very passionately. It could be somebody who's a love interest. It could be somebody saying, look, I really like you. I've got a lot of feelings for you. The Knight of Wands is very, very impulsive. They kind of like quite young energy. If you think of like an 18-year-old boy, they can sometimes be a little bit too eager in terms of relationships sometimes. But it's that kind of like... the Knight of Wands symbolises enthusiasm, spontaneity, passion. There's a lot of creative energy that comes with the Knight of Wands. So it could be that you want to possibly return to somebody from the past, or it could be somebody coming towards you, but it's somebody who has something to say and they're very passionate and creative. Spontaneous. They're very fun. They're very fun. The Lovers. No, okay, so it's a love interest for you. More than likely. Very, very strong indication that the Knight of Wands is some kind of love interest for you, or you have your eye on somebody else. The Lovers card is Gemini energy. It doesn't have to be a Gemini that you're dealing with. But the Lovers card actually symbolises a divine, excuse me, sorry about all my burps. A divine, this, when I'm burping a lot, when I've got a lot of stomach stuff going on, excuse me, again, just to confirm, it can indicate the stomach chakra, just as my throat is closing up, which indicates sometimes that someone's struggling to say something. My stomach acting up can indicate issues revolving around confidence, passion, that kind of like ambition and drive, right? That kind of, the Emperor would have a strong stomach, so that could be why. That's my excuse that I'm going to give anyway. But yeah, the Knight of Wands is probably some kind of love interest. It could have come in very quickly. But normally the Lovers card is called the Choice, but normally it indicates that somebody is choosing love. They're choosing a relationship that feels like it's been blessed. It feels divinely led. It feels like meeting your soulmate, right? The one for you. Sometimes it can indicate a choice in love. So possibly somebody has somebody to choose between. And it's there with the Hierophant. So it could be that somebody had a love interest outside of a long-term relationship or long-term commitment. It could be that you met somebody at church or maybe some kind of work situation. But it feels like it came in quite suddenly and quite fast. So I feel like somebody was having some issues with some kind of long-term commitment there. It doesn't necessarily have to be relationships, but the Hierophant caused this Four of Swords energy, this need to heal. And the snake is coming out of that skin. It's like a second chance in some kind of passion. So if somebody left a relationship, for example, or were having trouble in the relationship, somebody could have come in and it felt amazing, right? It felt like, this is my person. This is somebody who makes me feel alive again. So what happened after the Lovers? Thank you. The Tower. Yeah, it caused a Tower moment. The Tower moment is like the rug being pulled out from under your feet. It can be a sudden moment of realization. It can be, it's basically like a huge aha moment or a huge oh no moment. It normally symbolises something unexpected. Perhaps you didn't expect to have feelings for this person. Perhaps you didn't expect that this relationship to be so life-changing for you. It's like, well, I had that Hierophant, right? I had that Tower, I had those foundations built up, but now this relationship has come in and it's challenged my foundations. It's making me question things. It's making me think about things differently. It is with this Four of Swords energy. So it's like, yeah, something's come in. It's kind of like it caused a bit of an uproar inside yourself, and like turbulent emotions possibly, because it's really made you question this place, this foundation that you were in. So what happens after the Tower, please? Okay. Do you want me to take that? Okay. The Queen of Cups. So this is either you having a huge amount of love to give in a situation, wanting to reveal your emotions, being very open and expressive with your feelings, but also being very, very stable. So it's really nice actually that the Tower comes and then the Queen of Cups. I do feel like we're getting a few similar cards to what happened with Capricorn yesterday. They had a Queen of Cups in their reading. They had a Tower in their reading for the past two readings. So you could be on the cusp of dealing with a Capricorn or have strong Capricorn placement. But it's like the Tower hit and either you opened up and became very expressive, willing to share your emotions, share your feelings, but not sinking in them. The Queen of Cups is very balanced, very, very balanced, very sure of herself. She doesn't let those waves hit her and knock her down. Or you had a Tower moment and this other person was very supportive. Now, this could be the same person or it could be a different person. It could be that somebody had an affair, caused a tower moment within a relationship, but then this other person came in with a huge amount of love and support. Now, it doesn't have to be a love interest. It can be a friend. It can be a mother. It doesn't have to even be female. It can, you know, she, he, they. Switch it around as you need to. But the Queen of Cups is very, very supportive. And I feel like maybe you've had a difficult time with this Four of Swords and the Tower, but the Queen of Cups carries you through. It could be that somebody's sharing their emotions with you. It could be somebody who's saying, I understand what you're going through. I've been there myself, and I know how to ride these waves. So come with me, take my hand. I'm gonna guide you through this process. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. It may be that you thought somebody was just there for a good time, but they turned into this energy where it's like, oh my goodness, this person is actually hugely supportive, and you know, I thought this person was just a player, but they're actually coming in with this beautiful, supportive, loving, compassionate, understanding and energy, and I wasn't expecting this. I feel like this person could be supporting you through the Tower, or the Tower has caused you to move into this energy. Do you want me to take this card? No, we're going to keep going. It'll come back out if it wants to. Four of Cups. So I feel like you're not really accepting this. Let me just stand up and check my camera, check the placement of all these cards. Okay, we're doing all right. So the Four of Cups here, this is, you can see this cloud here with this hand coming out. This indicates the universe. This is this angel up here on the Lovers card saying, look, this cup here, we're bringing you this perfect relationship that's just right for you. This is the person you're meant to be with. This is the one. Or this is an amazing friend. This person here with this cup, this queen, like this person is like, we've put this person in your life because they're here to support you. But you're sat there sulking with your arms crossed, not even looking at your phone, right? Having a sulk about, like, over it. It's funny because I think Capricorn's song was I'm Already Over It by Auden. It randomized on camera for them. Yeah, I think so. I'm already over it. I'm not interested in love anymore. I'm going to focus on my work. I'm going to focus on my house, my finances. I don't want to be in relationships anymore. Relationships have hurt me too much. They've caused too much of this kind of Tower moment energy. Not into it. And the universe is like, hey, come on. Hey, look over here. Look. Aquarius, look. Aquarius, look. Aquarius, look. But you're like, nah, not interested. Dummy. Dum. Sorry, Aquarius. So what happens after the Four of Cups, please? Oh my god. I would never guess who it is. It's the King of Cups. Could be dealing with a Pisces, could be dealing with Scorpio, could be dealing with Cancer. It doesn't have to be any of those signs. So we've got counterparts. We've got the Queen and the King of Cups. I told you. What did I tell you? What did the universe tell you? The universe is going, hey, Aquarius, you know that gorgeous loving energy? You know all that support that you give to other people? You know, you deserve somebody who supports you back. Look, Aquarius, look. Aquarius. So yeah, counterparts. This is your perfect person. This is a divine match. This is like the universe going, hey, Aquarius, we can see all that work that you've done. We can see how much you deserve this. You've had a really bad time of it. Somebody could have hurt you in the past with that Three of Swords showing itself earlier. I didn't pull a card from this deck. Sorry. An overall energy then. An overall energy for Aquarius. Overall energy for Aquarius from this deck, please. Oh, did you see that? I actually caught that with my fingers. The Queen of Fire. Yeah, okay. So either the Queen of Fire symbolises, it could be a different queen. It could be your energy. It could be a person you're dealing with. The Queen of Fire is beautiful. She's vivacious. She's very sexy. She's confident. She walks into a room and she's like, hey, party started. I'm here. What's up? She probably takes very good care of her appearance. She thinks outside of the box like you, Aquarius. She's very creative and she's very enthusiastic and passionate about the things that she's interested in. And I feel like she's holding that candle for you. So either this is two different queens. You know, maybe you did fall for somebody who's very attractive. You had a bit of a step out of relationship. Doesn't have to be female, by the way. He, she, they. It could be that you were dealing with a Queen of Fire, possibly a fire sign, who did kind of like did a bit of a dirty on you possibly and caused this Tower moment. Or it could be that this person who you were like, I could have a really good time with that person. That person really makes me feel really fired up. They give me this kind of, yeah, it's like a battery pack. This person's like a battery pack. Whenever they're around me, I feel really creative. I have a really good time. They're really fun. They're really just like a gorgeous warm energy to be around. But this Queen of Fire that you thought was all about the sex possibly could have turned into a Queen of Cups, this emotionally supportive person. It's like there's more to this person than meets the eye. So it could be two different people, it could be you, it could be, take it as it resonates, leave it if it isn't. Not necessarily a love interest either, it could be a mother, somebody at work, you know, a friend, a family member, but the characters. So we've got 3 characters here so far, possibly a 4th there with the Hierophant. This is Scorpionic energy, by the way, this is definitely Scorpio energy. Yeah, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So take anything that resonates there, leave anything that doesn't. But the universe is bringing you in this divine match. Now, again, doesn't have to be a love interest. It could be a friend, it could be a colleague, somebody though. But the King and Queen of Cups are counterparts. Very loving, very supportive, very emotionally stable. If you've been dealing with somebody who was not emotionally stable in the past, it's like you're the pearls in each other's oysters. It's beautiful. Otherwise, this could be you. Doing a lot of soul searching, you know, going off into that 4 of Cups energy where it's like, and this 4 of Swords energy. 4s are about foundations, by the way, as is the Hierophant. So, and the Tower, actually, the Tower comes in to challenge your foundations. So I feel like a key theme here is this challenge to your foundations, the challenge to your stability, the challenge to the place where you feel like you can call it home and feel safe and secure. Some major challenge there with that Plutonic Scorpionic energy in the middle of your reading. So yeah, you've gone off, you've done a bit of thinking, you've done a bit of soul searching, you know, you're very clear. I'm getting very strong deja vu, very, very strong deja vu. I feel like I've done this before. I mean, I do repeat myself a lot, but look, and your cups are the same colour and everything. It's beautiful. It's so nice, so nice. So it could be you leveling up. It could be you going from Queen of Cups energy to King of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is openly expressive. The King of Cups kind of keeps his cards a little bit closer to his chest. Maybe he's learnt his lesson about kind of saying the right things to the right people. He doesn't always have to. He's under no obligation to kind of share his emotions with everybody, but he knows who it's right to share with and who it's not right to share with. So he's a little bit more mature than the Queen of Cups, a little bit more keeps himself to himself more than the Queen of Cups, who's very open and expressive and willing to share that love with everybody. This is like becoming a little bit more selective. So take anything again that resonates, leave anything that doesn't. So how does this journey end for Aquarius, please? How does this journey end for Aquarius? Is this the card you want me to take? King of Pentacles. So you're wanting that stability, you're wanting the foundations, you're wanting that. I feel like these 2 kings are partnering up. I feel like either this is you again, like stepping into, oh, it's like an onion. They're showing me an onion. Sorry, I'm getting loads of different messages of different ways that this could be. So either this is you, being very strong, being like, I don't have to share my emotions with everybody. I can keep them to myself and be very selective about who I let into my life. I don't have to support everybody around me. It's okay for me to say no to people. It's okay for me to like put myself first sometimes. And then there's this kind of focus on building up those foundations again. You know, the Tower moment, they really do challenge your foundations. You can lose money, you can lose a house, you can lose possessions, you can have to move, you know. So the Tower's a big energy right there in the middle of your reading. But then it's like building back up again. The King of Pentacles, very career focused, very good at kind of running house and home, very very stable. Could be Taurus energy, could also be Virgo Capricorn, doesn't have to be. Again, you've got Taurus here, Taurus here. So becoming very stable, becoming very confident, becoming very ambitious, perhaps, really thinking about house and home and money and building those foundations back up. You could be rebuilding some sort of nest egg after some kind of financial loss. But if this is the same person, if this is you, Aquarius, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles together in one person is, you know, you want to get that marriage with that person. You want to lock that one down, because that is somebody who is going to support you and they're going to nurture you, and they're emotionally stable, and they're just so much stability in that relationship, and so much love and so much nurturing. It's gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. This person's going to look after you, or you're going to look after somebody else, but you're going to look after the right person, right? You're going to look after your number one. Otherwise, I feel like this could be somebody that you're partnering up with in business. It could be that you're starting some kind of new business project. You're both coming into this very, very confidently, very, very strong, very, very, very experienced. 2 kings. This is like, yeah, a really good match in terms of business, but it's somebody who's very stable, very good at kind of like the kind of day-to-day tangible things, and somebody who's kind of like brings the emotion into it, brings the people into it, that humanitarian side of Aquarius. So again, take anything that resonates, leave anything that doesn't. You've got a lot of people in this reading, 2 queens, 2 kings, and the Hierophant there as well. Everybody's in the upright though, so everybody's showing really, really well here. I just want to clarify that Hierophant. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, somebody could be becoming single. The Hierophant indicates marriage, and the 9 of Pentacles indicates independence, financial independence. This is what you're wanting. You're wanting to be strong and stable, financially independent, not reliant on other people for money, not codependent. You may be wanting to start up your own business. It's talking about gaining maybe investments. I know investments have been in the news for interesting reasons this week. Maybe you want to get what's her name, oh, she played Harley Quinn. Maybe you want her to explain investments to you in a hot tub. I don't know. Give me another card. Whoa, I don't know what I was asking there. I was going to ask about this Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups knows how to make herself happy. She's not self-reliant, indicates wishes. Yeah, wish fulfillment. Very, very stable emotionally, knows how to pick herself up and make herself happy. King of Swords could indicate that this person is very clear. They're very... This is actually your energy, Aquarius. This could be somebody communicating something. The sword is up, indicating communication. This person could be very communicative and loving, very clear, very focused. They take action. They don't know what they want. Okay, give me a card on 3 kings. We 3 kings of Solomon are. King of Pentacles. Oh my God, here's that second life. Maybe it's like this is what you're doing. You're leveling. It feels like leveling up or peeling back the layers of an onion, where it's like as you kind of get to know, like with the snake, right? Maybe that's why they're showing me the onion. As we peel away the layers of a person, it could be peeling away the layers of you, or you getting to know somebody else. It's like this person is like a gift that keeps on giving. It's like, well, I know this person was really, really sexy. That's why they caught my eye. Like they looked really good. I never realized that they had all this emotion to give me. I never knew that when I'd go through a hard time, this person would give me a lot of emotional support. I never realized that this person was so logical and such a clear communicator. I never realized that this person was so stable and so mature in love and had such balanced emotions. I never realized that this person could be somebody that I could spend the rest of my life with, somebody that would be there for me to nurture me. So it could be this is you looking at someone else this way. It could be somebody else looking at you this way, vice versa. Take it as it resonates. It could indicate that there's a lot of people involved in this situation. But the Judgment card here, clarifying this King of Pentacles, this is like revival, second chance, second life, snake spirit, butterfly spirit, phoenix energy. This is like your true calling, divinely guided, right? Some sort of rebirth. You could be going back to a relationship from the past that that never got grounded, right? A relationship that you thought was just a one-night stand, you know, somebody who you just thought you could have a good time with. It could be somebody that you didn't even get a relationship off the ground with, just somebody who caught your eye, but you've realised all this stuff about them, and it's like, I want to ground this. You've got so much stuff here with the Fours and the Hierophant and the Tower and the King of Pentacles. You've got so much here about grounding, about getting those solid, secure foundations. So amazing. Love this reading for you, Aquarius. Let's pull you an advice card. Yeah, this is what you don't want. You don't want the conflict. You don't want the fighting. You may feel like if somebody's caught your eye, that they may have a lot of competition around them. You know, you may have to fight for this person. You know, maybe as those onion layers peel, more and more people get involved in this situation, and you're like, I'm going to have to go and get this person before somebody else does. Or it could indicate you're literally entering into some kind of competition. Under there, the two of wands. It's like, am I willing to fight for this? Possibly. Ooh. The time has come, my little one, to talk of many things. It's time to take action. The new moon in Aries. Yeah, it's like you need to get up and fight for this, Aquarius, or you're going to lose it. It's time to take action. Full moon in Aries. A personal issue reaches conclusion. Sorry, that is not my door. It's my neighbour's door. Somebody knocking on there. Hold your vision. Fixed moon. Yeah, I think you know what you want. You know what you want. You need to close something out. Full moon in Cancer. You're going to take action. You're going to take action to close out things that you need to close out, to make the moves that you need to do those power plays. Remember, Aquarius, that you're coming through as having undergone some kind of transformation. Those transformations are often very, very painful, but you're going to go into this Emperor energy. But remember, keep taking action, think on your feet, don't let opportunities pass you by. Right, Aquarius, I hope that was helpful to you. That was a very cool reading. You're coming out so strong, like literally like you're golden, right? Brilliant. Go, run, do the things you want to do, be that emperor, because it's inspiring to others. It's not selfish, it's not selfish, it's inspiring. Aquarius, love you to bits. Take care. Leave me a like, sub, share this with friends, all that business. Take care, and I'll